Archon Quest Part 2. Part 1 was amazing. It set the bar so high for where this story has to go. So my hopes are high for this. Thanks for watching. Come to watch the stream live. First link down below. Let's get into it. I came here several times with my I didn't turn the audio on.
I came here several times with my father when I was little. But stopped eating here as often after growing up. I hope the food here will be to your taste.
Honestly, I sound just like her, so I don't think there's any difference. I think it sounded just like her.
Don't worry, we haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while. Paimon's getting excited already.
I think I'm better than Paimon.
In that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait here a moment.
All right, let's get some food. I've never seen this scene before. This is my first time here, actually.
Ooh, everything looks so good.
I didn't realize how much food is there.
Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like.
Is that garlic
If the food's
bread?
Good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest of Spina di Rosula next time.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone. Albeit with only one dish per table.
Yeah.
Oui,
Sure
oui.
have your own way of doing things.
She's so pretty.
Oh, we
Not
call
Paimon,
this a
by the way.
farewell meal, but
Navia.
we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case after all.
Certainly worth celebrating. It was a pleasure working with you. Pleasure was all mine for real.
Oh, true. Very true. In that case, boss, we'll have another 2 dishes.
Paimon didn't mean that you had to order.
I love how
even
we haven't even like dug into this at all. Still just fully there. All right, food was really good.
Speaking of
This is where I was at.
do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this has all happened?
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women, but we still don't know what they are really after.
It's so funny that that word dissolve is literal. It's not, because usually dissolve is like get rid of a group or something, but like she literally means to dissolve women.
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed
You can't
that
find
a person
them.
could be dissolved like that.
They're just gone.
Right? Yet it was because this was such a preposterous notion that the investigation could never really move forward before.
Ugh. If only that guy could have finished speaking. We were so close to hearing who was behind it.
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the trail of clues is cut off.
Chasm, aware.
To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct.
Why would they not follow that up?
It's not that I don't have faith in their ability. It's just that a different perspective is required in some matters. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking is required at such times in order to produce a breakthrough, which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula exists. Those highfalutin folk are not all-knowing.
Highfalutin.
That's why we exist. To seep into the cracks where filth falls through, where their watch fails them. That's the kind of problems we solve.
Dude, I tell you what, add Jesus to this group, go pick him up from Inazuma, put him right in the middle of their trio. We have the best crime-solving investigative squad ever, and it's all coming out, if you know what I'm saying.
Seems Paimon thought things were simpler than they actually are.
It's all right. Well, this was supposed to be a farewell meal, so I doubt you have further interest in this business, right? Let's talk about something else.
Where's my brother?
Like, what are your future plans?
We wanted to ask the Hydra Archon for some information, but we haven't had much opportunity to do so.
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended. It didn't really seem like the right time or place to do it anyway.
After she got bitterly defeated.
I see. So, your primary objective, which has been foiled so far, was to have a chat with the Hydro Archon.
Her vision is so pretty too. Actually, the Fontaine design of the visions has grown on me.
I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina.
It's a good placement.
I suspect you'll be waiting for quite a while, considering that you missed your chance today.
They're like, book an appointment. That's what they said at the beginning of this. Book an appointment to go see her.
Yeah, we've heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine, and that it'll be tough getting any of her time.
We gotta commit a crime to get her time.
Would you consider some more
Yeah!
unique ways?
That's what I'm
Perhaps
saying.
even methods of, let's say, questionable legality?
We just like start burning the whole entire city down. Then she'll come out.
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you. Chock full of sketchy ideas. Well, what did you have in mind?
Maybe the whole theory about us getting in trouble too with the law was correct. Because remember when we saw like the beginning intro card, it seemed like the Traveler was going to be the one who was a suspect in some crimes. Maybe it's going to be on purpose that we are though.
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance. I'm sure Lady Farina would be
That's
eager
also
to see the
true,
ending,
but
and would agree in order to finish watching the play. Don't you think?
we got to put on our own new play. Do we have the budget for that?
Could you suggest something a little more practical? This plan seems pretty hard to pull off. We'd have to go learn how to act, and acting's really hard.
Here's my suggestion. Just tell us where she is. We'll go there and ask, and if she wants to fight, we will. Boom. Fontaine over. Let's get to Noctilon. Get to Sneznaya even. Let's skip over Noctilon. They're not going to know where Aether is either. Let's go right to the Tsaritsa.
All right, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed. Then wake her up in the dead of night and demand answers. Don't let her go back to sleep until she answers all your questions.
So that was a worse idea. That was not as
I
good.
can personally testify that this one works.
What?
When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep.
What does she mean by that?
That might work, but that's not really the problem. The problem is we don't want to get ourselves arrested.
Ah, valid point. I overlooked that part. I was just thinking about leveraging a person's desire for sleep.
What the fuck? Okay, all right. Well, it's understandable you overlooked that small detail.
All right.
Oh, yeah,
no
the
more
law.
joking around. Huh. Perhaps you could.
She got jokes, bro.
Oh, I don't know. Cut the line when she's on a break.
It seems like such an easy answer.
You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. False accusations she had nearly upheld personally. I imagine that she feels quite ashamed about the whole thing.
I feel like even if she did know, she wouldn't help us now. So we almost need to gain her favor.
You mean that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse? Oh, that does make some sense.
No, she's gonna have a lot of shame though.
Why don't we give it a try after this meal? You know, strike while the iron is hot.
This is immediately after the trial.
Huh? Paimon, did you drink my Fanta?
Paimon?
Was this your drink? Sorry about that. Paimon wasn't really paying attention and the cup was right next to Paimon. Would you like to order another?
This is French Fanta. That's how the French say Fanta, by the way. Fanta. Fanta.
No, it's fine. We're just about done here.
Alright. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fanta anyway. It's
Salty.
kind of salty and icky.
Why? My drink also tasted that way. Why are we drinking salt water?
Is that so? Huh. Well, in that case, we'll have to blacklist the Fanta here then.
You can do that?
If we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
She responsible for like, blacklisting items at a restaurant?
Yeah, we're stuffed. Thanks for the treat, Navia.
I can't imagine how expensive this was. Didn't Navia say she's like rich? She's from like rich family. I don't remember. I feel like she said something like that.
Paimon can barely float anymore.
Paimon literally can't walk, right? Like that's her whole thing. Like she couldn't if she wanted to. Could try flying a little lower though.
Can't you see Paimon's barely an inch off the ground?
That's like at least a foot.
Okay. As for expenses this month...
Ah, she's running out of money. Oh
Hey,
no.
Navia, what are you doing over there?
Going broke?
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
Paimon ate a lot, bro. Are you sure? She's a really bad liar.
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro Archon again. Bye, Navia!
She's like, I'm not broke.
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome to contact the Spina di Rosula. I'll give your request the highest priority.
She want me so bad. It's just so obvious when they want you, man. Oh my god. Play it a little bit more cool, Navia.
In any case,
It's crazy.
I wish you smooth sailing. I'll see you again, partner.
Lady partner. See ya. As light rain falls without reason. Act 2. It is so cool that we have back-to-back Archon quests already. But I'm already really sad because I feel like this is going to be over. It's going to be a couple months before the next one.
There aren't many people around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Araneas might have been the last one.
Vache.
Vache! There it is again.
Looks like we're back here again.
What does vache translate to in English? That's got to be a French word.
Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices again?
It's as clear as day.
Ugh. That's kind of spooky. Are you sure we don't want to come back in the morning?
Paimon never hears these things that I'm going through.
Vache.
Vache?
Vache.
I'm right here, honey.
Hey, why are you still walking towards it? There might be something nasty in the water.
I can feel strong emotions. Things are getting a little blurry.
Huh? Hang on. Paimon can kind of hear a voice. It's calling for Vache, right?
How can you hear that too?
Hey,
Uh-oh.
Traveler? Stop walking.
Uh-oh.
Come on, wake up.
Your name is not Vache, Lumine. Wait. Ocean ID? Well, that would make sense that you're here. I'm not gonna lie, because this is the water area. If there was things that I've learned about this creature in the past, I don't know them anymore. Also, I hate fighting this thing.
Vache. Are you my dear Vache?
You're French?
No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? Do you know where my love is?
I'm afraid I don't know. Who are you?
Wait. Who am I? I'm very sorry. I fear I do not know.
It's okay. She doesn't know me either. I don't have to know where she is.
My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered.
She's going through it though.
How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten?
Who turns you into a flying butterfly water beast?
Yes, that is what I was once. But now, I am but the consciousness of one who has lost their form.
You lost your form?
I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water, and then all grew dim.
Bro, I bet you money Focalora did this. I bet Focalora turned her into this or something. I don't know. Maybe she was a Fatui experiment. I don't know. There's a lot of theories. Light blue water. Could that have been... Oh, wait. Shoot! The water. The dissolving water.
I also remember going to many places. I loved adventure, loved exploring places of peril. No matter where I went, Vache would go with me. I knew how dearly he loved me. And I also loved him equally as much. But now, we can no longer go back. The pain of such parting. I never knew how heavy it could be.
Lumi relates. She lost her brother, bro. You need me to find... Why are we looking for another person that's missing? I gotta find my own first.
No. Our reunion no longer has any meaning.
Oh.
There is no way for us to create any new memories. The thought of me gives him no succor. So let it lie forgotten beneath the waters.
What does she mean by that?
If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. That is the only thing I still remember.
I believe it'll be hard for him to forget you. He probably won't recognize you like this, but...
Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness, I saw Vache above the surface. His eyes were filled with such sorrow, such longing.
Why don't y'all not travel to places of peril next time?
If only I could have comforted him, told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, I had felt a great warmth.
It was peaceful passing. This means that Vache was a witness to the fact that you dissolved.
Is that what you call it?
Oh, we have a witness.
Dissolving. If anything, I consider it a form of release. It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless peace, like the water's still surface.
Is there a way to undo this?
I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world of endless want and anxiety.
Seems that after the body is dissolved, some measure of the consciousness still
I
remains.
think I hear your companion.
Oh,
It's time for you to go, I think.
Paimon about to dip into this reality that we're stepping in right now. Is that Paimon? I wonder how much time has passed.
Farewell then.
Huh.
I am glad that you were able to
Paimon's not
sense
gonna come
my
in.
presence. Remember, if you see Vache, tell him not to seek me out any longer.
I hope this whole thing ends with us undoing this somehow. I doubt it's possible, but that'd be a good ending. For them to be reunited. Oh, oh. Oh my god! What the fuck? Is this a civil war? It's Attack of the Robots! The clones! What happened? Damn! Damn!
Demoiselle, look out!
But we're being evaded.
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex.
Oh!
Clorand?
I'm on her side. Oh, I thought she was leading them. Sorry. Hold myself, compose myself.
Quick, now's our chance!
Okay. Damn! That's a whole lot of woman right there. Shaq and Kobe. That's how them two are. Yeah, they got a lot of instant shippers from this, I guarantee it. Where did that come from? Dude, that button is fighting for its life. That is the Hoover Dam holding back the ferocious waters of the world.
I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Clorand. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
What just happened? I gotta watch that cutscene again. I am in love with both of these characters. This is insane.
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
Oh, so she cares about her.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking.
That's...
Is it not?
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would do the same, were he alive today.
I see.
Do not speak of my father.
Sorry, Demoiselle.
Oh.
I was not strong enough.
How did Dad die?
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Sorry.
It was
I
tragic then.
did not consider your feelings.
She actually has a lot of really good emotion to her. I thought she was gonna be kind of dead emotion. She seemed kind of cold originally.
Whatever. What else do you know?
Nah.
How
man.
did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you, but I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken them this long to act against me.
Anybody else confused like what they're talking about right now?
And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with the Maison Gardiennage could control them.
Maison Gardiennage.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities to enforce the law.
Huh.
I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means, deploying them as a private force of sorts.
So they got the tech and they're using it for their own good now.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not act rashly.
If we could just recruit Clorin to the Spina di Rosula, we could win no matter what.
I will continue investigating no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. That's my father's true last wish.
No way, the father's the Varsher, right? Varsher.
Regardless, thank you for your help today, Clarand.
Probably
But
not.
if you get any ideas, tell me first. I don't much appreciate being followed.
Yeah, that is called stalking, I'm not gonna lie, but I would allow you to stalk me.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop following you. Good day, all.
She has like a very, like a little raspy, but very powerful and strict voice. You can tell there's a lot of hurt behind those eyes. Hate to see you leave.
Right.
Love to watch you walk
I
away.
suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
So, your dad died. I'm so sorry.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorand was being sincere with you. If we tried, we could attempt to thaw relations a little.
So there's a clear divide.
I know, she's...
She's perfect. What just happened? Like,
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for!
that was a sick cutscene, man.
Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us! Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand who came out to save us too!
We're gonna have to duel her eventually.
Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
So you're a fighter now, Paimon? Thanks for the rescue, Navia.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, I hope that every meal we have together shall be a victory feast.
She don't want me to ever leave.
As such, we're still partners.
She loves me.
There's no need to thank me.
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula on account of her goodwill long ago.
They're big fans.
All right, you two. That's enough.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger?
Fan
You
behavior.
sure did show up in the nick of time.
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Huh? Really? Paimon contributed somehow? Ooh, Paimon's even more amazing than she thought!
An ego inflation is the last thing we need for this little creature.
Yes, all thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
How did that help?
What?
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said.
Tasted salty.
That the Fonta tasted kind of
Icky.
salty and icky?
Like ocean water, maybe? Wait, do you mean that it tasted strange as well, but I couldn't be sure? Is it like connected to ocean, I think?
Fonta only comes in sweet flavors.
Oh.
So how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall, had also been a bit off.
Someone tried to poison me?
So the Fonta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
To try to dissolve nobody can take a bath anymore. Dude, we can't use any water here. We're only safe because we're Outlanders or we're from somewhere else.
Yes. So if you hadn't drunk that cup for me...
We saved her life.
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak for saving the boss.
Primo gems, maybe.
Huh. Really?
Fortunately, Paimon, neither one of us are from Fontaine. Otherwise, we would have been gone too.
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate.
Thank God for that accident.
But whoever did this left no trace at all.
I don't know. I got no idea of who this smells like.
That's when I figured out that you might be in danger and hurried here as quickly as I could.
But why would they go after us too?
It's a crazy
All we did was
coincidence.
defend Linny in court and help clear his name. Ugh, now we're caught up in this mess too, aren't we?
Yeah, now we're forced to deal with this for the next like year of quests. We helped a man who they were trying to get rid of. So of course we're enemy number 1 now, or enemy number 2 at least.
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process.
Right.
Speaking of which, did
Right before
anything
they
strange
killed
happen
that
when you drank the
woman.
primordial seawater?
Well, it can't be coincidence that the traveler fainted just now. She said that she heard that voice calling for Vache again.
Vache.
Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too. But it was real faint. Does this situation have to do with the primordial seawater then?
According to Lynette, the ability to hear the voices like that has to do with one's sensitivity to the hydro element. Even Paimon has a little bit of sensitivity to it.
Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
Interesting.
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
That means we're more inept to be like good with it.
New intel? While you were out cold?
Well,
What's
let's
a
hear it,
vision?
shall we?
The voice in the fountain belonged to one of the missing women. A person named Vache was a witness when she dissolved.
Oh, that is important.
I didn't know how long ago that was though. This could have been a while ago. You tell everyone what happened while you were connected to the Oshandi's consciousness.
That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped forward as a witness in court lately.
I was making some deep theories about like maybe her father, but no, that's
Since
not
he
it.
saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least at the crime scene.
Interesting.
But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he have been threatened?
If he's still alive, we should try searching for him. What leads can we get here? This is a whole nation founded on justice, so there's got to be court documents on everybody who lives here, right? Just in case.
Yes, thank you. This is very important information indeed. We will continue to
There's
investigate.
lots of info around. All right, partner. By we, you mean us two right now. She's my partner. I'm in it.
You mean you'll help us investigate?
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners, right? And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook so easily, are you, Traveler?
I feel like the Traveler's more unhinged since we got here. Like from moment one when Fossilor wanted to fight, we were about ready to swing hands. We're ready for the smoke. Messing with us will cost them.
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula, after all.
She really likes us too.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange accommodations for you.
We get to stay at her place for the night.
We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners.
Shots!
But we'll take that one step at a time, I guess.
I hear shots.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
Is it? I, for some reason, don't believe that line. That sounds like foreshadowing. What was that achievement I just got? Did you guys see that?
It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't followed first.
My headset came off. We're good. We're clear.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Can you see anything out of those shades, sir? What does he got? Gojo eyes or something? What is he hiding under there?
Very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
How big is the compound?
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue, Traveler.
Okay, let's see what your house is all about. Faint moonlight of yesteryear. Go to the accommodations Navia arranged. Ooh, wait, is this the underground? The sewers? Wait, she lives in the sewers? Oh my god, we're in the sewers. This is so cool. Can I climb these? Oh yeah, I can. Obviously, it's just climbing a wall. Is this not really dope or what? What are you kids doing in my swamp? All right, Malus, where's my room? Where am I sleeping tonight?
So, this is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
Paimon's like, I didn't think it'd be so broke.
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
What are we so greedy for? Why, we're so used to the high life of Samaru Desert. It's like that was better.
Well, our funds have been a little tight lately.
What do you mean by a little?
After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Donations. It's like Twitch streaming. All of my living comes from you guys donating. Also, by the way, do we have any like gifters?
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago. I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
How'd he die?
Your father,
He died.
he was the previous boss of Spina di Rosula, right? How did he...
Paimon comes right out with it.
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
No. I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. And as partners, this is something I hope they can understand.
Here comes the sad backstory.
My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful in the streets.
The streets don't want him.
3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor instead of standing trial. He died in the duelist's ring.
Who killed him? Oh, Clorinde killed him. I understand why you're a little upset now.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but rumor has it
He probably gave up.
that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused to surrender,
He gave up his life.
determined to die in the arena.
He just gave up.
3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that.
What a beautiful soundtrack. I'm so sorry.
How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance to defend himself.
So the whole rules are like you have to fight until either somebody dies or they concede. So he didn't. He just let Clorinde kill him. Lucky man. It does seem quite odd. Do you have any clues as to why he would do that?
The closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death.
Sag.
Ah, so that's why you're so determined to get to the bottom of that case.
That's right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in, but I haven't found a single new clue in my countless reviews of the investigation records. However, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearances, they must know something. I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? Even if he really did kill his friend, I must get to the truth.
I'm invested now. I'm invested in helping her.
If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive.
Sag.
He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me. And now,
Dude.
here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
Bro, I'm sad. Speaking the truth for the sake of your family. You know, we're quite alike in this regard. I don't know where my brother's at. I don't know who my parents are. I don't even know who I am.
Mademoiselle, please, if there is anything I can do, anything at all.
Now I see why they're so sweet to her.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone.
They probably knew
None
him.
whom I respect more than the two of you, Demoiselle. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder case for him to be dubbed Callus the Unfaithful. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances at present.
You're all the outcasts.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused?
True.
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. Everyone's like that.
You say that, but Fontaine people on a different level of liking drama. Y'all have actual entire theater plays playing out for court cases. Y'all love the drama more than most.
People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall into an abyss from one slip-up
That's
just
so
as much.
true. So true about people, bro. Any kind of drama is so easy for the internet and the world and people just to eat up. It's just Twitter.
Never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused, we have to find the truth. He didn't deserve to have that happen to him.
There is one other thing. Master Callus's opponent in the duel was Ms. Clorand.
I wonder if she has any family relation.
Oh, her?
She just had to do the job.
Isn't that as good as saying that she was the one who killed him?
She probably had to do it, or else, like, you know, she would have had consequences herself for not finishing her job. No wonder the mood was a little strange between the two of you.
Yeah.
Hey, kill my dad!
That's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move on from.
Ms. Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she will not stop either. She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the arena, there was only ever one choice she could have made.
She had to be stone cold to do that then.
It's not that I don't understand her at all, but I just can't deal with this yet.
How recent was this? Did they say how recent? It couldn't have been that long ago.
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel. You don't have to force yourself to do that.
Afterward, Ms. Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure there
3
was
years? Oh.
safety.
I must have missed that. Then that indicates that he intended to die in that duel. That's why she's so like stalking of her to like help her out in moments of need. What's up, Chroma?
Yes, that is our understanding as well.
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you to ask
Papa.
the person who killed you to take care of me? All right, anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end.
I feel like of the characters that I've met like initially that give us her stories or whatever, Navia's one of my favorites. Because she's like not too overbearing of a character. She's very fun. She doesn't talk too much. She has like a really impactful backstory. It's a really good intro. This set of cast, I should say. It's all right though. I understand how important this is to you.
Thanks. You two should go and
A lot of
rest.
mystery.
This was quite a day after all.
It's like, why did he kill his friend? Why did he want to die?
Paimon's feet.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will ensure you rest soundly.
Hopefully my bed's comfy at least. Good night, Silver. I'll see you in my bedroom. A peaceful night passes under the Spina di Rusula's protection.
Paimon slept so well. This place feels almost too safe.
It's like a cozy little cocoon of an underground sewer system. Aww.
Huh? Navia? Where did the other two go?
She just sitting there waiting. Did she sleep?
I sent them back to Poisson.
Poisson.
It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin,
Poisson.
and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do here at the moment.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back.
You sent them to Poisson for a croissant
But
and a mackerel?
never mind that. When did you get back? Were you waiting here the whole time?
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating yesterday regarding the name Vache.
Parche.
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
Bro pulled an all-nighter.
How could I after having such critical new evidence appear?
She on the grind set.
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for everyone just now, huh?
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. It doesn't seem to have a match anywhere.
We should go to Irminsul and ask. Or Nahida. Maybe Nahida knows. I don't know.
I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle. But that does prove that this Vache person is a key witness in the incident.
Does that mean we're too late, though?
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost impossible to threaten, no matter how much they wanted to.
The theater house.
And that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette. A place where detailed files on all the cases in recent years are kept. If the Oceanid you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able to find some related information there.
I've always said Ocean ID. Oceanid.
So Neuvillette maintains
I
an
just
archive of
always said it.
cases.
I know a lot of people that say it.
That's the
I
hard-working
genuinely
Chief
do.
Justice for you.
I'm not saying that.
In that case, let's go talk to him, shall we? Aren't you coming along, Navia? Did you get tired?
No, it's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable Chief Justice.
Let's see what Nervilet has for us. This music is very elegant. That one, how did you know?
Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters.
I'm in love with him.
Huh. This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Nervalet's files are really secure.
You say heavily guarded, but there's one Melusine preventing us from seeing him. I don't think this is very strong.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Okay.
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to. Our rules make no exceptions.
All right, we just won a murder case. What say you to that, Sedany?
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell. If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy. So please leave if you don't have a reason to be here.
This little thing sounds like it uses Reddit. I don't know why.
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial of the great magician Linny.
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird. You must be Linny's attorneys. It's all coming back to me now.
How quick they change up on you, bro.
We're here today to report
Little
and
guy's
archive some
angry.
information on a follow-up case.
So it's legal work.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
We can so gaslight this creature so easily. Oh my god.
Of course.
Let's
We're
gatekeep
here
girl
on
boss
official
gaslight.
business. You can
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
Just like that. That was easy.
Thanks so much.
What can I steal? Is there any papers I can steal? Honey!
Please come in.
You want me so bad. Oh my god. Alright, cool. Yo, what's up? All rise.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only
Monsieur.
allowed to get in because we didn't know any other way.
I feel like that's a crime within itself.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
His voice is like butter. Oh my god.
So you're not mad at us?
We're looking for a man called Vacher. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see.
Vacher.
In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
Let me Google Vacher real quick. He's got a very good voice actor.
Who knew that Nervalet would be so easy to talk to?
From moment one, I've always felt like Nervalet is just so kind. But that also makes me not trust him fully. I don't know why. I don't know. Smells like a ticking time bomb in here. What if we blow up? Can you imagine?
Unfortunately,
He's dead.
I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vacher has been involved in any case, criminal or civil, in the past several years. There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Why do your eyes look so pretty?
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Yeah, it could have been a dream, because that usually happens.
Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel.
Can you?
Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
Then why didn't you, interfere?
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Nervalet? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just express some tendril of regret? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. You only said those things because you felt like you should.
I felt like he was sincere. Dang. But maybe she has a better read on him than I do.
It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort.
He did nothing.
You
even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go ahead. In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear.
Dang, say it with your chest, Navia.
If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you call a stop to the duel?
Oh, she's hurt, man. That's a blubbers moment, man.
Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die, despised and hated by all? Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything.
The brokenness in her voice.
There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
Damn. Damn.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything.
That's the problem with men. Am I right?
Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice.
So wild that's his true nature, because I never got that vibe.
My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
It's just so interesting how she's so happy-go-lucky all the time, and then when the emotion comes out, she's completely honest and vulnerable. But she'll keep a good face on for us in the underground. I think there's more he's got planned that she's not even considering, because she's just very angry and emotion, but I trust him a bit.
Navia, are you okay?
Clearly not, Paimon.
I'm fine. Rain. It's raining.
The flood's gonna start rising faster.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today. How strange.
Way true.
Now that I think of it,
Hydro
on the
Dragon?
day my father was convicted of murder,
He's
it
crying.
was also raining.
Maybe your dad's the Hydro Dragon. He's crying. Well, that's a stretch, but
What is it? Did you think of something?
your father's case, was he outside when it happened?
Yeah, he was outside.
Who's sad right now?
It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected the crime scene?
Did the Hydro Dragon have something to do with this?
That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value.
But there was something you didn't know at the time.
Wait. You don't mean...
That people could be made into water. Wait a minute.
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water?
Washed
and then
away.
got washed away with the rain?
And Dad was the only one at the scene and wrongfully incriminated. Oh.
And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
He's like, I swear, the man turned to water. They're like, all right, buddy, get him in the cuckoo box.
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I not connect the dots earlier?
We're a perfect match.
All right, let's go to Poisson.
Poisson.
With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
Surely.
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later?
I want to go with you everywhere you go. We should go while the idea is still fresh.
Great.
Together.
Let's go then.
Me and you.
Whoa, what a huge ship! Why would a ship be anchored at a place like this?
We're gonna go find the One Piece.
There's no need to be so surprised. While it may look like
Oh.
a ship, it's actually Spina di Rosula's headquarters.
It's kind of dope.
My father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our taste in exterior design is the only thing we occasionally had in common.
He was a One Piece fan, I
A
see.
gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
I'm sick. It's starting to think I know why she likes it now.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a
Very
glorious
fancy.
past.
Autrice menaki d'analysis cardinal. I got it right first try.
Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the sewers. But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself, she's been convinced.
She's like, I know you're not broke now.
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. It's our main base, our home.
Then we get to go back to the origins.
Melus, we're back.
Melus. He's so cute.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important partners. You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
I love it every time they say Poisson.
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, what if my father's case had something to do with water from the primordial sea?
Wait. The primordial sea.
You still remember, right, Melus? On that night, it was raining?
Raining.
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call impossible murders.
Okay, I'm done. Sorry. Could the mastermind be the same person? Yeah, because the person who was going to be outed killed the person who's going to out them.
Could you tell us a bit more about
Twice.
what happened before?
Yeah, of
Recount
course.
the night.
Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson.
Isn't that a type of music?
At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
So drugs got popular? All right.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea. If you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability to focus or control your emotions.
So it's like heroin. But sometimes you disappear.
And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while lacking energy to do anything. It's an extremely dangerous substance.
Give me a tall glass of whatever you're having. Oh my
As
god.
he oversaw Poisson, my father was
Poisson.
compelled to put a stop to synth abuse and called for a complete ban of it.
Dude, this was a genuine good man. He wanted to stop drugs. He wanted to save the world.
Boss's uncompromising
Opioid
attitude
epidemic.
incurred the synth vendor's wrath, but no matter how much they threatened or bribed him, he refused to yield.
So now our storyline comes down to the drug mafia wanted to continue being the drug mafia and stop the man trying to bring down the drug mafia, so they ultimately had him killed. It's a mafia situation.
Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation and put an end to the problem once and for all.
We don't think Fatui, right? I think Fatui's out of this one.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the dealers, all of whom only sold the stuff and weren't privy to the rest of the operation. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal relationships with them. Finally, he was able to convince someone to become his informant. The man's name was Jacques.
Jacques.
He felt greatly ashamed about his work after seeing many families destroyed by synth abuse.
I would have pronounced that very differently. Interesting.
That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard.
Bang, bang!
We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on the ground.
Oh.
Huh? How did that happen? Aren't they on the same side?
He hit Jacques with a Glock?
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have any motive at all.
Jacques got hit with the Glock.
Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time. There were pieces of clothing left at the scene.
So they could have belonged to someone who got dissolved.
Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now.
Back then, we all just thought they were some costumes that Jacques used to disguise himself at the banquet. But, considering it now,
Definitely Primordial
it's
Sea.
almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the two shots were fired.
Maybe your father got into an argument with Jacques, but it's also possible that the third person was to blame. Your father didn't do it at all.
You're right. We still don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we're on the right track to figuring it all out. I'm finally headed towards the truth.
It's not only truth for a nation, but it's also closure on her father's death.
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions.
Frame,
It's
surely.
unlikely that he turned on Boss with zero warning.
Right.
I think this third person is probably the key to the full truth.
How crazy would it be if it was just Focalord?
On that note, however, even though this will not please you, demoiselle, as your and your father's butler, I must still offer a word of warning.
Dang.
Our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with, and Boss has already lost his life trying to bring them to justice. Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and we have been allowed to live out our lives. There is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes to step back and give up on the case.
I don't like that. I don't like that he said that just now.
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself.
Well, he's dead.
Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept in the dark.
Well, I bet he imagined she would follow it no matter what.
What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect anything in the end? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by. Nothing has changed.
Got no money, we got drugs, and my dad's dead.
Did he think I'd just accept
And a
his
criminal.
meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly? I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims, and for myself.
Girl boss.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly...
Okay, he's
Mademoiselle,
allowing us to.
I think you're also ready to take this on.
Okay, he changed his mind.
So you do know something else, Maloose.
Maloose.
Yes, I do. In fact, even
Set
before
up.
that banquet, Boss already knew of the connection between Synth and the serial disappearances case. But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, demoiselle, had been selected as the next target to disappear.
Oh, shoot. Jacques probably said it, and he was like, nuh-uh, Glock to the head.
What?
Nani?
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness. The doctors told him that he had no more than 5 years left to live.
Oh, darn.
And the serial disappearances case caused him great anxiety.
Probably less than 5 years because of the anxiety.
5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict. But once he passed away, all the danger would pass on to you. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence for the other side, and even told some members of Spina de Rosula about the details.
Is any of those people still apart today?
But as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the disappeared victims.
So it was an exchange. That's the only reason why she's alive today, because if he didn't ever get that info, she would have been the next victim. Wow.
Right. So nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time,
3 years.
the other side has not tried to take Demoiselle's life.
I feel like I'm cooking with my things here.
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to look sick to me.
Put on a good face for you, sweetheart.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially
Haggard.
someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful was still far preferable than losing face in front of his daughter.
Bro had all this info for 3 years. This is insane.
So he chose to die in silence so that he could protect me.
That hits.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, Demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword.
What is a parasol?
If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool. Couldn't he have just given it to me straight? No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought
She's
I'd
crying
be able
again.
to understand him.
Dude, I don't know what to do when people cry. It makes me feel very sad.
Is that the amount of confidence he had
I
in
want
me?
to cry.
And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now?
He gave you the choice to live how you want, though.
Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world.
Because nobody would be after you. But then all of Fontaine's going to die in a little while. Because we're all drowning here.
But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case, he really didn't need to give me an easy way out. Huh. Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
Can he say this out loud? Dude, if Malus dies right now or
It's
something.
the location
Oh, okay.
where synth is produced.
Nice.
Essentially, it's the enemy's headquarters.
Let's just go.
When he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found.
I'm like waiting for a sniper to shoot him in the head for having this info. Just the same way as they like melted the woman in the court case.
But if you want to use it against the enemy, you'll still have to take several things into consideration.
You might melt.
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming in?
You two can.
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization that's been in operation for decades. There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. We also have no idea what kind of evidence we may be able to find inside, nor what people we may be able to capture. But a single visit to their headquarters will be tantamount to a formal declaration of war.
Oh my god, is this gonna be the war arc? This is gonna be war arc, chat.
The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open ourselves up to full retaliation.
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
Got a feeling Focalor just don't care that much.
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how thoroughly
True.
they may have been infiltrated.
I feel like Focalor being involved would be crazy stretch, but it wouldn't be impossible. Also, too, I feel like there's this whole prophecy thing of like how things are supposed to go. I feel like that's gonna involve some thought of how people handle this info.
That's true.
About the city like drowning, this is like just
Seems my
part of
father
it.
really had no choice. But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected Synth with the disappearances case.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Malus.
For 3 years, he's the only one that's known. Does Silver know?
I am the butler, after all. I live but to serve the boss
Where
and
is Silver?
Demoiselle's will.
Oh my god, Silver's a part of them, isn't he? That's why he's not here. Oh no, don't tell me.
I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time keeping secrets, performing basic investigations, and waiting for the right time to come.
Thank you for all of that, Malus. Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to was that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula.
Oh,
or at
no.
least have an informant planted here.
It's gonna be him! It's gonna be Silver!
When I announced orders to the organization's members...
Yeah, Milus
on
is a great
Demoiselle's
voice actor.
behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the dark and observe the reactions of the synth vendors. If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors packed up and fled, however, then someone must have given them the news. After several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, I've narrowed the suspect list down to 3 people.
Silver's one of them.
The first is Florent.
Florent.
Spina di Rosula's senior advisor.
Florent.
Huh? Florent?
Not Florent! No!
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most, which also means that he was someone who understood Boss really well. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time. There's someone else like him too. Marcel.
Marcel.
Head of Confrérie of Cabriere.
Confriere Carriere.
Uncle Marcel.
Not Uncle Mark. Uncle Mark, what the heck is a confrere?
It's a guild in Poisson. Boss helped it to grow to its current size and prominence. In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds around with a lot of business connections in the city.
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
Yes, you can say that.
So that's 2. Who's the
When we were
third?
fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with plenty of support. It's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to hunt down
But
themselves.
if it's a long game, it makes sense, because no one would suspect you. It's a little investment to always be safe.
The final suspect is Thierry.
Okay.
The man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards.
Interesting. He never brought up our third boy, Silver.
Although the guards
But I'm
mostly
suspecting.
leave us to our own devices,
I'm
there are
sus.
still many activities we have to report to the local authorities. Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always plan one step ahead.
What dog just barked? Did y'all hear
I
that?
see. These are all people who I communicate with quite regularly. To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right next to me all along, among those I trust the most. It's almost too hard to believe.
It's so Silver. I'm not stupid. I've never been stupid.
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert the quarry.
Quarry.
Judging from our experience, the enemy is extremely cautious.
Of course. And thank you, Malus.
Luz had
You've
insane,
provided us with a lot of great information.
insane-o info.
You're too kind, my lady. I'm just doing my duty.
I will be upset if this man dies during this quest.
And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him of blame in Jacques' death. After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. They still live in Poisson
They're here?
today. If it might help, you could also pay them a visit. I can make the necessary arrangements.
They might have some info. His wife might at least.
Oh, thank you so much.
Maybe the kid
Malus.
does.
You really are the best.
Because kids can't lie.
A new case awaits, my dear partner.
Leave it to
I
me.
hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
We're really Sherlock and Watson right here. We're Shaq and Kobe. We're the best. Kalas Case Records. All right. 3 years ago, Rainy night, banquet goers heard 2 gunshots outside the house. So this is Kalis apparently killing Jacques. Allegedly.
It is settled then. Please excuse me and enjoy your conversation at your leisure.
Bro, this kid was a baby when Jacques died. That was like 3 years ago or so. And this kid was alive? He was a small kid.
Thank you for arranging everything
His
for us,
poor
Malus.
mom. Goodbye, Milus. I love you.
Miss. Do you need anything from us?
Adele is not rolling in the deep. She's about to kill me.
Hey, Navia's all quiet.
She
This isn't like her at all.
she thinks her dad got killed by her dad.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened, I didn't know how I was supposed to face the two of you.
It's not your fault, brother, for your dad's actions.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rusula sent us a lot of
We
money
help.
and support. I understood your guilt and apology to be genuine.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing a father so needlessly.
Amen.
You don't understand at all.
No, I literally think I do. Like, I saw my dad die at the hand of like somebody else who I like, and like now we like have beef, and it's a weird romantic thing. You don't understand, kid. Kick the kid.
I didn't know how to face you, because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift.
So we brought Paimon.
I know only the full truth could bring closure to you. And to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, she's sassy for 6 years old.
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't have to carry all that guilt.
I want to see what Navia's dad looks like.
On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
Would you mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that my father could ever bring himself to shoot Jacques.
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything.
Dang.
So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found out by the higher-ups.
They always find out.
They found out about his betrayal?
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us.
Bro, these themes are so much darker than they used to be. Someone ordered Jacques to take out Callis. Really? So this was like the ultimate way he could only survive.
I don't know that for sure.
But that probably
But you
was the
could say
conclusion.
That's the conclusion I eventually came to.
Callus's life or Jacques?
Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him for what he had done.
Dang, she knows the deep truth.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing? Papa always wanted to be a good man, so why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Well, things aren't always as they seem. You still feel like your papa was a good man, right?
Yeah, Papa was a really good man. The best in the whole world.
Sag.
And you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, then he must have had his reasons.
Dang, the good line. If a good man had to do a bad thing, then he must have had a reason.
Regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword, he must have done so to give you a better life.
She's trying to tell herself that too.
Oh,
Thank you for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth. The current state of things is not something I'm willing to just sit back and accept.
Dang, bro. Amen.
I'm very grateful to hear this from you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
She's a little bit of her dad in her.
You really think so? That's the first time anyone said that to me.
Aww. Her dad is seen as like a criminal above ground too. Like to everybody else. So to hear something positive about him, probably very rare. You did it, Floro! I know you're guilty.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
Alright, he's not guilty. If you sound like that, there's no way you're committing crime. Howdy, boss! Can I help you?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into water right in front
I
of
don't
us.
think he's guilty.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic,
Okay,
I'm
go
sure
on.
journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside, and we found some clothes left at the scene. After my partner here put the dots together for me, I feel like we should try to reopen his case.
She's not gonna like straight out accuse him, right?
Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. Mr. Callus was feeling pretty upbeat that day. So he was drinking and bantering away with us at the table.
Shots!
After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would hear 2 gunshots ring out right after? My first reaction was that Mr. Callus's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene. But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callus was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands. All we could do was look back and forth at each other, not knowing what to say.
Awkward.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought that explanation.
Like, is this a warning shot or something?
Reason being, Mr. Callus had left his gun on the table. I even made sure to confirm that before running to the scene.
True! Wait, that's huge info.
But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person. About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a third person there who was turned into water?
Very possible.
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill.
Yeah, unprovoked.
So he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him.
We're cracking this case, man. We're breaking it down.
Probably belonged to Jacques, or a third person on the scene.
How to get a hold of it?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callus ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys? But hold on.
That's some talent right there.
If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of us?
Because he knew more than we do.
He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
They probably would believe nothing he said because there was no one good enough to prove that someone water disappeared. Like, they didn't believe that until we just proved that right now. And if we had been here, maybe we would have been able to win the case for him. So that would have been a lose-lose.
Luce told me a thing or two. So I think I can understand why he committed to the duel. I'll tell you everything once the whole truth has been revealed.
Can't trust you fully yet, buddy.
I understand. Then I'll leave Mr. Callus's honor in your hands, boss.
He seems trustworthy.
And if I may just say one more thing. The whole Callus the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callus's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula and live the life I lead today.
Either a really good actor or very genuine.
No matter what others might say, he'll always be the man I respect the most. And he'll always be my boss.
That's my boss,
Don't
baby.
worry. I will definitely find the truth. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well.
Okay, that's one down. The information we got from Fleury feels very, very accurate and very trustworthy. Again, though, in a whodunit, nobody knows nothing about nobody because we didn't even suspect that the woman who killed the man in the thing was a target, number one, and number two, killed the man. They were out of my mind. It's like Lenny or Nervalette or Focalor. How about you, Theory? Daddy?
Hey, Thierry.
Thierry, I mean?
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia?
They're very cordial.
I've heard that you made quite the name for yourself at the Opera House.
Oh, so you've got news of that already.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson because I had done something wrong.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson.
He's it. He's the one. I'm calling it. This guy just smells suspicious.
Callus did a fantastic job running the town.
His tone, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Rasula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me
I'm
to
being very
find a
judgmental.
similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway,
I like that smile.
enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours? You, here for some formal business?
Why are you so hesitant? Why you say it so weirdly, man?
Yes.
Dab me up.
These two are my partners. What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Linny's case and my father's may be related. We're trying to reinvestigate the details of my father's old case.
Ah, I get it.
I feel that's a lot of info to
You
share.
think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be dissolved into water, right? I was also flabbergasted when I first heard of it.
I bet you were, Terry.
If you want to go through the original files from your father's case, I can help you look for them.
I bet you can, Terry.
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you have the authority to dispatch Gardamex?
True.
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Poisson on my own. Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's
What if they were
case.
released on us earlier?
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unnumbered Gardamex in the city.
It's weird though, because didn't we make a deal with her dad made a whole deal that if he died, she'd be spared. So why are the guard mechs coming after her? That's going against the deal. Unless someone else sent the guard mechs that aren't a part of the deal.
So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me, all you would need to do is get rid of the mecha serial numbers and send them after me.
The way she's laughing. but you wouldn't do that, right?
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching mecha is very different from controlling them.
Right.
If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage.
I don't know what chef y'all got. A poor chef. Mine does. Mine does everything. It's called a butler. Get one, Terry.
If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex.
You ask the chef to do your taxes.
Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex steps to it, and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both. Now that you mention it, though, being in the synth business would definitely be profitable enough to afford this.
Obviously, somebody up here. I just feel like Focalor is so... I don't know. I put my sus on her.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Is he? Is he?
Oh, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia.
Oh my god, it's gonna be Diluc.
Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find me if you need any support from the guard.
They seem like friends, but they go way back. Different type of vibe with Thierry and Florent. All right, we got Uncle Mark. Surely it's not good old Uncle Marky.
Hello. How may I help you?
Calicagany.
I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know?
Uncle
You
Marky.
can just say Navia's looking for him.
Sure. I will let him know right away.
Confriere of cabaret stuff. Anais, what's up?
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are giving out a bit.
Old.
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. There's no need to stress. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the Opera House. I'm sure you saw everything too, right?
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
You sound awfully hesitant answering that.
Oh, you were at the Opera House too?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery?
Yeah, who knew, huh?
I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few glasses of wine.
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunkards.
Not again, not another venti.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama and theatrics.
They are Twitter.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that humans can dissolve in water?
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating now?
Yes.
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other side has already begun to act.
Oh.
What are the
What makes you
Melusines?
say that?
What if they're evil?
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea.
If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now.
Her whole family would be dead and this mystery would never be solved. That's crazy.
Oh, you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you who protected us?
My mom was just like thirsty and took your stuff.
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past. But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain a safe haven for you. If you're scared, you can always return there. If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabriere will use its funds to the last Mora to bring them to justice.
He also seems like a very fatherly figure. I don't know if I'm sussing him.
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike while the iron's hot. Do you have any new thoughts on my
Head
father's
into the
case?
base.
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll take me a while to recall my memory.
He looks like, what, 50?
The Confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things were running smoothly. I didn't even have the time to drink with the guests. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Gunshots?
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask around some more. See if there are any valuable clues elsewhere.
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need Mora. All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
Give me $1,000 right now. 10,000. Objection! You're old. That means you're very guilty.
We've talked to all three suspects. Purely based on their conversations with me.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
You didn't hear the one gunshot detail?
I suppose
I
that's
heard
to
that.
be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my father wouldn't have needed to investigate the case for so many years.
They're good at hiding.
Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were able to find.
But where should we start?
Definitely Uncle Mark, but okay, we'll go with Jacques' motive.
Ah, you're right. Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance.
That clears him.
That makes sense.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered, and that he had no choice before he left home that day. If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father.
He refused.
And he
died.
And his family's lives would have been forfeit.
He knew that he would be the one to die.
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
If it was Jacques, I wouldn't have fired a shot at all.
Oh? And why is that?
Could he guarantee his safety after killing Kalis? Could he guarantee his family's safety after killing Kalis? True. Because they know they're just probably going to lie and go after the family no matter what.
Ooh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had completed his mission, he'd be of no more use to his boss.
Huh. So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the order and seek protection from my father.
So the third party has got to be it. It's got to be. There's no other way. He did not purposely want to die.
Makes sense.
It has to be that way.
Without evidence, that's still just a theory.
A food theory! Dude, I get told I sound scarily like Matt Pat when I do that voice.
Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as well. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater was revealed.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the
Should have never done that.
suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex?
Flori, Thierry, Marcel.
Uncle Marcel?
Yes.
My father did really trust him. And they worked together on a large number of projects. Maybe that's how he got to know Jacques. And with funds from the Confrérie, he could also afford a large number of Gardamex.
It's the only person.
Still really hard for me to imagine, though. After all, Uncle Marcel has been around since I was just a child.
It's a long game.
Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his own synth business?
Yeah, you brought that up before, but that's the perfect way to not be suspected, brother. Oh my god, it's not him! Flory?
Florent?
Florent?
It is true that he was closest to my father, and thus had the best chance of learning about his dealings with Jacques. But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and security.
Couldn't be.
So he shouldn't have much means when it comes to finances.
He's broke.
So you're saying he's too broke to afford a mecha army?
Yeah.
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be able to dispatch a whole
So
group
you're
so
saying
quickly.
it's Terry? Terry was my second guess. Flory is definitely not it. Terry. It's gotta be Terry.
Thierry, you say? Huh.
Terry.
It is possible that he's figured out a way to convert the Gardamex for personal use. But I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us
Why
about
is she
the mecha.
objecting?
I also don't think he'd be able to keep that kind of tampering under wraps.
Yeah. Had he actually tampered with the mecha, we'd be able to prove it with a simple check of the guard's inventory.
So it was none of the above.
If the mecha were
So I just
taken
wasted
from
my
the
time.
guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and how that happened.
Who could it be?
I think with my big brain, oh, here we go again. Oh, God. Okay. I'm kind of stupid. But let's see if I can figure this out. Information regarding Florent, Flory, Kalis, Jacques, Marcel. Marcel for sure. This guy is suspicious. It's gotta be Marcel, right?
You know, if you
Right?
think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them all.
Yeah.
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these three, did he?
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered. When he laid out his case for the three, the rationale he gave me made a lot of sense as well.
I hope they bring up the one gunshot thing
The
so
suspect
bad.
is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch mecha
That's
to
crazy,
assassinate
bro.
us, and possesses significant intellect and foresight.
Dude, imagine this guy played the long game so long that he became best friends with my dad, got all this money from my dad, and just tried to kill me after being responsible for my dad's death. It's insane.
Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
He's someone who's very close to you after all.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
The synth production base that we can just go right into, but you can't because you're gonna melt.
Yes, Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. But we
To
don't
you.
have any other options right now. We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
Kiss me, you fool.
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guards? Did something happen?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
Oh, shoot. Here we go.
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials?
Yeah,
What's so
true.
newsworthy about this one?
That's what they do every day.
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
Mr. Worldwide? I knew he'd get into some trouble here. That's my first thought I thought when I saw him here. I'm like, you're gonna end up punching a guard and be put on trial.
What? Is that someone you know?
Yeah, well.
We know him. Maybe even a little too well.
He's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. It's absurd, don't you think?
He wouldn't, right?
Wait, how? None of our investigations have had anything to do with him.
That way he tried to kill us, right?
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news right away.
He kind of would, but...
If the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of our planned investigations.
All right, Terry, this just completely cleared you. I can say that Blue is not sus.
Right. Because they'll think
He's
they've
clear.
already found the culprit.
He did med scan.
Yeah. And it'll be a lot harder then to clear Mr. Callus's name.
I understand. Well, partner, what do you think we should do? We still haven't found any conclusive evidence.
I love when she calls me partner. It sounds so country. I feel like I'm Woody. Let's split up.
Huh? Split up?
She's like, what?
What do you mean?
But we just started dating. You can go to Ernie's while I investigate that place. Yeah, because you can't go there.
Just as expected of my partner.
See, it's so
Since
sweet.
this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention will be focused on Arrhenius, leaving his home base wide open. You're right.
Busted open.
This is our best opportunity. All right then, let's do this. I'll stall them at the Opera House and charge Marcel as the true culprit.
All right, Marcel, you're going down, old
I
man.
won't have any chance of making
Literally.
that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you to make it back in time and hand the decisive evidence to me.
Leave it to me.
We'll help you, just like you helped us in Lenny's trial.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
Want to point out, Silver was not here at all during any of this.
I'm ready.
I bet you are.
Ah, Malou, Silver, when did you two get here?
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured that you might require our assistance. It's our hope that your confidence will be bolstered with the two of us by your side.
What is he hiding under those freaking glasses?
Thank you so much. Then, let's make haste for Arrhenius. Paimon, Traveler, I'll see you at the Opera House.
07, please don't die. Suspect analysis. I ain't reading all that. Thanks for writing it, though.
Now that Navia has set out for Arrhenius, we should also get going.
I really love this
The
little thing they're
location has
doing
already
here.
been marked on the map, so let's head over.
Transporting you to the location without having to travel is my favorite thing.
According to Malus's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance.
Yeah. Under the sea. Under the sea. What's up, Crab?
Finally found it. Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the ordinary at all.
Hearing them talk underwater is so weird. Well, they don't want to stand out, you dummy. Yes, but I'm sure what we will find will be extraordinary.
You're right. An important place like this is
The
bound
Echo.
to have a ton of protective measures and mechanisms. Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stall for us.
This is her right now. Minerva lets washing like. Yeah, sure.
It would appear that I must repeat my question again,
Oh.
Mr. Tartaglia.
Oh.
Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
Don't just tell me he smiles and says yes.
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of.
He said, what is happening here?
However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. Is that right?
Oh my god. This isn't real. This is not a real guy. This guy took on a criminal charge so he could fight Chlorine.
In which case, as long as I
Chlorine.
accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Chlorend, right? I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received.
He said, yeah, I did it. I'd do it
When I
again.
privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back.
You privately sparred?
Real disappointing.
Dang, she's standing beside Folklore.
Hey, don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case.
She's yapping.
This isn't the place for you to be looking for fights.
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House.
He really wants to bait a fight in the Opera House.
Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
No. That's not what I meant.
So all of a sudden we're kind of getting we're getting all flaccid. Why'd she get all flaccid all of a sudden? Isn't she like, I will duel you, and I'm the princess in it for hurdling?
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly, and we have made very little progress. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again.
I don't think she knows how to
The goal of this
fight.
trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man.
Objection!
Huh? What's going on?
Surprise audience member.
Why is she interjecting again?
Doubtful audience member.
I told you it could be one of the Fatui Harbingers.
Confident audience member that probably mansplains the court case.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time because you were able to provide the court with a key eyewitness.
Objection! Relevance.
But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court for your interjections.
Do it, bitch. I don't care.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics?
Oh. Oh, you don't have to like go talking all that stuff now. Okay, hold on.
We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default, correct?
You won't get a sword fight.
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway. So I'll take you up on that offer.
I think he just generally is such a bored guy.
So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted.
Okay, who's up to the stand next?
Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
My uncle Marky Poo.
That person is...
What if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong here and I incriminated a poor old man? Oh, Jesus. Wait, is this actually an option of choice? I have all reasonable thought toward it being Marcel. There's no reason why it should be the others, especially not Florent. It's definitely not Terry, because Terry like came and told us this info. Marcel!
Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
He's gonna gasp.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
Huh?
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
This is all of us right now.
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities associated with it.
Okay.
And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation. Knowing this, do you still wish to charge this man?
I'm really stressed out. Okay, yeah.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court.
Okay, we're in court now.
Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial.
Bro's gonna have a heart attack hearing about this. He's so old. After some time, a shocked and confused Marcel is brought to the stands.
Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on.
I bet you haven't, buddy.
I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please present your charges.
Your Honor, he did it.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father?
At least a part of it.
Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun.
Guns! Plural, multiple, 1, 2.
If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet. Even I'm struggling to remember some details of that case.
There's no point in getting into the specifics right now during a murder trial.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally reported by Maison Gardiennage.
Okay. Here we go. Okay.
On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula
Move my
hosted a
cam
large
down.
banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières.
Right. True. And it's not true.
During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard.
Okay.
When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a gunshot wound.
Bro, now I'm covering the subtitle. Oh my god. Hold on. I'm trying to fix this. Okay. How about this? There we go. Now you guys can see everything. Sorry about that. Okay, go.
The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself.
He's
in
going to go
court.
fight.
Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel.
Which was kind of stupid.
Callus was defeated by
Callus is kind of hot, by the way.
in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries.
Bro, you see this picture I'm seeing?
These are the known facts about the case.
I mean, it's just a shame he died.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still had no reason to pull the trigger. In truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized the gun from him. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor.
Erasing the evidence. I didn't mean to skip.
Of course, the guard's conclusion appeared quite sensible to us at the time. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the primordial sea.
Okay, I'm gonna refute all of that because I'm right and you're wrong. Here we go. Scene of crime. Guests arrive at the scene. Found the primary suspect holding a gun. Loophole. Loophole with. Oh god, there's so much reading to be done. Florent, the advisor. Callus did not carry a gun with him.
Something's not right.
Callus did not carry a gun.
Something's not right.
That's what I was thinking.
Let me think for a little while longer.
Okay. Cool. Self-defense or no more incident. Okay, let's say self-defense here.
Something's not right.
How does that not make sense? Clothing of an unknown Yes! Got it. First try.
This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus, only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead.
Now, when we reconstruct the events of the first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life. The thing is, the thing you're not thinking about is, the thing you didn't consider is, it might have been, it's Marcel! Okay. Yes, people can dissolve.
Clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise himself. But now, it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was a third person at the scene, and that they were turned into water after committing the murder. Since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice.
And then, the suspect did not dispute the conclusion and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel. Reason being why? The reason is... That's fine. That's true information. This is also true. 2 gunshots. But the thing is, self-defense all the way.
Testimony of the victim's
First
family
try.
confirms that Jacques had thoughts of assassinating Callus when he set out for the banquet. However, in the end, he reconsidered and instead shared everything with Callus, hoping to seek the latter's protection. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility and had sent out another assassin.
Another assassin. First try right there, baby.
Realizing
Look
this,
at that.
The true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
I would absolutely love a continuation of the Genshin Impact manga with a story like this. There's gotta be more. Like, these panels are so nice. Her dad also is very good looking. Okay, successful refutation. Good rebuttals there, Navia. Nervalet Sex, thanks for the follow. Oh, that's crazy. That's a crazy name.
Ah, so that's what happened.
They really believe it very quickly.
Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
He says, nuh-uh.
Ah, but I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine 2 things.
Right.
1, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
Not yet.
I'm afraid not. At least not at this very moment.
It's gonna be a classic, like, last minute before they wrap up the trial and call us guilty. Traveler runs in with the info.
If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home.
How did you even get here? Who invited you?
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or gender.
True.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Nervalette, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction.
She's with us on this.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
Kind of agreeable.
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
That's what I was gonna say. She just loves attention so much, so she just wants to be positively perceived.
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
That'll do it. You know, sending an innocent man to his grave, kind of a mistake. I'll give you that one. Also, Silver spoke for once.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved, he could have at least mounted a defense.
I've thought about this
Can't
too,
figure that out.
and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things that were more important to him.
Like you.
The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances case. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave.
For the sake of your own life.
At that time,
It's
Spina
crazy.
di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain, however,
Danger.
was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances case.
What?
Oh, now they understand. Now, Chlorine is gonna. The next shot's gonna be her face.
If the secret had gotten
She's
out,
gonna be like,
the
oh.
culprit would have fought an all-out war with a
She
Spina
killed
right
an innocent
there and then.
man.
I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose our lives. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to exist. But by staying silent, we retain the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have
boss
figured out
lady.
the truth and stepped
Tell
up
'em.
to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and honor back to him.
Going off on the courthouse.
So, you mean to
Damn.
say your father intended to die in the duelist's ring?
Yep.
That's right.
All along.
Do you have any proof?
He's dead. Is that good enough for you, Miss Princess up top?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent.
Bro, that is crazy that that button is struggling that hard. Genshin Impact is so smart in how they build characters. That button is what saved this character's sales.
I don't need your apology,
The
your
button's
guilt,
suffering.
or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
She knew he was giving up.
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callus was intending to die?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and twisted.
But her dad was not any of the above.
Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Dude, that's a huge testimony. Oh.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearances case.
We're working on that.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
I'm sorry, who asked you? I don't remember asking you.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified.
Last minute save.
The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene.
What if they're here right now?
Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
Oh man, Marcel ain't looking good for you, old buddy.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous.
I still can't tell if he's innocent or not now.
I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events?
There might have been more people than just him.
On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
True, that is a pretty big hole in your reasoning.
Don't know what she can say to that.
Which kind of means there's a pretty big hole in my reasoning because I'm the one who called this guy in the stand in the first place.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations until I'm the only one left on the list.
Is there a world where I could have like put Florent on the stand? Is that like, is there dialogue options for that, or is Marcel like the only one you can choose?
Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter?
I feel like he's the only one that could have gone through.
If I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah well, let Uncle Marcel teach you another lesson. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
Uncle Marky? Why'd you just get the villain music over top of you, Uncle Marky? Don't look at me like that.
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade.
Scary.
From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain.
You got a point.
In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage.
Snezhnaya, you said?
But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
You are kind of old. Is that true?
I do apologize, demoiselle. This was my mistake.
Fred's like, my bad. My bad. I accidentally accused an innocent man.
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure he had come prepared.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license against the first known case of the serial disappearances?
What color is my underwear?
You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time.
Yo, child, you ever seen this fool before? You seen him in the streets?
Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
We got a Snezhnaya in the crowd.
Seems like she got the wrong guy.
They were just running out of qualities for these audience members. Sighing audience member. They really gave her the sighing role.
At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
Oh, God.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now?
Kinda doesn't look good for her.
He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of dwelling only on your own feelings. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
He's being very judgmental.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth, while that same agency has long been taken from them. The people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some are coming to those of you in the audience as well. And whose image do you see, Marcel?
Well, you see, Marky.
Is it a man named Vacher?
Oh! Oh! They brought the name up.
Oh, so you do know that name.
Oh, Vacher.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
You say the name of someone you never heard of before, and most people just don't respond. He's like, a random name.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Not a random name. A little while earlier, at the entrance of the synth production base. All right, we going into the drug headquarters. HQ. I'm about to do the drugs myself to see if they're real or not. Purely for scientific purposes only. I swear. Ooh, cutscene. I like me cutscenes. The water's rising. That's a whole lot of wet.
The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top.
Can we? Can I make that?
This is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Swimming under the water is so much faster. It's crazy. Say, hey, what happens though? Oh, okay. So you can't drown even swimming on top of the water in Fontaine, it seems like. You'll just run out of stamina. You can never drown. I was wondering if you would run out on the surface and then fall to the bottom, but I guess not. Hello, little puppies. Die, little ones. Wait, those aren't puppies.
Gotcha.
That one is.
Illusion shattered.
Bang.
Torn to
Bulbasaur. A nice little 112. Little casual 112. Now we're going to flood all of Fontaine. We're gonna flood this whole place. That's still not enough. Oh. I lied.
Now the path is clear. Let's go.
Can I reach that? Oh, I guess it's right here. Yeah, it is. Okay. In we go. What is beyond this door? Who do you think is actually waiting for us at the base? Definitely not Child. It's not gonna be Mr. Worldwide. Maybe it'll be Lenny. Can you imagine Lenny's here? Oh my god. No way, right? This place is very deep and vast. Oh god. What is this?
After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum.
Doesn't this look a little like the thing that was in the chasm? This thing, this giant clock thing?
Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here.
If I'm not mistaken, he's being charged by Navia as we speak, if we got the right guy.
That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we can get back to the Opera House and help Navia.
In before we didn't get the right man. Evidence number 1.
What's all this? Aw, it's a bunch of really cute things. Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box.
Sounds like something I would wear. There's a name too.
Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different girls' names?
But I thought all the girls that got captured were... I mean, this seems like a lot of possessions. I thought the possessions got left behind. Probably belong to the victims.
Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here?
I thought it was just their bodies.
And then they were turned into water.
Hmm.
And all the boxes of things. These names. That means... Oh, this is terrible.
It's like trophies then. Oh shoot, that's really dark. The missing person's possessions. Dang. The proof that this was their final stop. Damn. That's unfortunate. Can we get some 07s in the chat for all of our fallen ladies? We got a lot of fallen ladies in this environment here. They are dead. Yeah, this looks a lot like the compass from the chasm though. I'm just sticking on that point. I wonder why that is. The bookshelf. Hmm.
Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eyes. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him.
It's probably related to the Jacques case. Finding someone to assassinate Jacques.
Yep. It's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because
Lack
of
of
the
confidence.
lack of confidence that Jacques himself would go through with it.
He didn't have the balls.
That should prove the existence of the third person, right?
That's fantastic. Is there anything else?
We still have not determined the exact content of the key information Callus has passed on to certain members of his organization. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he will still have the upper hand. He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. The only option left is to remove him from the picture entirely.
The government be like, this sounds like a government thing, you know?
Let's send someone to kill him. He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia.
They knew Navia by name.
Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups.
Oh boy, they planned this well in advance.
They're all just so evil.
Yeah, and you could never do anything evil, Paimon, right? Right? Paimon, you're not gonna be the final boss of the game, right?
Whoa.
Oh, this is
So
synth.
much synth here. And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea.
There's so many.
Mixing in progress.
Ready to drink?
Ready to drink? Stock sample? Huh. They've also got all the synth pretty clearly labeled.
I can see their arrogance led to them keeping the evidence alive, and the belief that anybody who tried to find it would dissolve.
Whoa, there's even fruit-flavored synth?
We're allowed to drink it. No one else is. Definitely proves that this is where they produce it.
It's super obvious.
Yummy salt water. Popular potion circulating widely. Okay. So we've gotten 3 major key parts of evidence now. There's a table.
What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research.
Right?
Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough.
Jacob Ingold. I don't think I've heard that name before.
The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved.
Paimon, I don't think you're cut out for investigative work. I'm gonna say it.
Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that Paimon's never read something so scary before.
Specimens is an awfully, like, Dottore sounding word.
How could someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone?
There's experiments.
You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going.
The goal of the researcher is to save his lover, a woman called Vignere, who was dissolved. So he's sacrificing people to save his lover. That's, wow.
So that's why he did all of these experiments.
I understand. I would do the same thing if one of you guys dissolved. I would try to save you. Also subscribe, by the way.
Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane!
Basher.
Huh? Isn't
Oh, wait.
Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case.
Is he the guy? He's the researcher. Oh, man. He started this.
You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments?
He signed off a bunch of the experiment reports, and the voice I heard from the fountain was probably Vignere.
So that's it. Vache was no victim, but personally took his lover.
My God.
No, that's not it either. If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water?
There must be more to this than meets the eye.
In any case, Paimon will write it all down.
Paimon, do you even know how to write? Do you even know how to use a pen? That's shocking information. Okay, that is a crazy ton of info for one little sweep of a hideout. I don't think we're done yet still. I got that. I guess there's more over here. Pool. I haven't looked at this yet.
Oh, look! There's an important looking
Basin.
basin over here.
That looks like
full of water.
primordial sea water.
That means this is where they make all the synth. And that special water is the main ingredient.
Does this just flow naturally in this little cavern?
If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth. But the pure stuff can dissolve a human. Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence.
Take it, Paimon. Put your mustache back on. Got it. That was a shorter one. Seawater pool is the primordial sea.
Everything here, and it seems like our theories were spot on.
But who still was the assassin?
Yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his true identity. No wonder even Nervalette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever it is probably destroyed everything to do with that name a long time ago.
That's what this person should have done too.
That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit.
Clever, but maybe not clever enough. Let's look again.
Sure thing. Paimon won't admit defeat to this guy either.
Something we're missing. Some last little bit of evidence somewhere. Oh, I already looked here, so I...
Side, and Paimon will take this side. Check everything carefully. We'll find something for sure.
I was like, I already looked at this. Paimon's gonna die as we separate after some time.
Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either.
Okay, that's not what we're looking for. Paimon, I found it. Don't say the snacks.
Whoa, really? Let Paimon see.
Don't say the snacks. I was saying a snack.
Vignere. Isn't that Vache's lover's name?
I get that kind of accurate.
Then you found her diary. Let's see.
Oops, I didn't mean to click that. I know what happened.
Aw, it's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. She was so sweet, too. Oh, Paimon feels even worse for her now.
Take a look at this page. She made a list of baby names. Oh. Was she pregnant? Did she have a baby in her when she died? That's my favorite baby name. No. Lufdartere.
So many! A whole page's worth! But they're all crossed out. Was she unhappy with all of them?
She had one circled.
The final name she decided on was Marcel.
Number 1, who the heck names their baby Marcel? Number 2, son of a bitch.
Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vacher and Venier's grown son?
Paimon, okay, let's go.
Hey! Paimon still hasn't figured it out yet.
You're a little slower. Come with me, my friend. He is the son of these 2 individuals. They set this up from moment 1, man. Wow. After obtaining the final key piece of evidence, you're back at the opera.
And whose
Eclipse.
image do you see, Marcel?
Oh, God.
Is it a man named Vacher?
That's his dad's name. That's why he responded.
Oh, so you do know that name.
Is that your daddy?
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Perfect timing. Can you just barge into a court like this?
As expected of my partner, I just knew you'd return in the nick of time.
Tell me she put her mustache back on.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
Bro is pissed.
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
Dude, she switched up from yesterday. I'll tell you what, she's ready to hear us out. Thank you. You say you've never heard of your father, but I have your daddy's book here with your mommy's handwriting. What say you to that?
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vacher.
She did the thing! She did the thing! Here we go. Uh-oh. Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything.
Han's in chat. Everybody, huh?
After your lover, Venier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you. You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vacher.
Oh! That makes more sense than him being the son because the time didn't work out. Oh. So I'm stupid. Okay, he can't be the daddy because it'd be too long ago. He'd be too old. It wasn't that long ago. Okay.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
Is this case closed already? Like,
this information regarding your past also
he's his own
dismantles
daddy.
your prior timing defense.
That's crazy that he took the name of his potential son and used that as like his new name. That's so twisted.
Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong?
Why not use another name, bro? You could have picked any name in the world. You could have been like Bob.
You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Hey, man.
Or our determination to see things through.
Silver, can you see anything through those sunglasses? Also, we're indoors. Take them off.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Nuh-uh.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this?
Yeah, that's why you did it.
Attention to you. What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vignier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever.
Damn, bruh. He really went off the deep end.
You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people.
I'm gonna be honest, he's kind of spitting here. That's a true fact.
Vignere is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow.
They were not very empathetic.
But I'm not from this blasted place.
But he is waffling a lot too, so.
Dissolved. No matter what I do.
Oh man. Snezhnaya moment. What?
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
What are you doing? What are you doing with that? Don't spit that. You're not gonna spit that out on the Fontaine citizens, right?
I can't dissolve. Can't dissolve. Can't dissolve.
Oh, he keeps trying to. I thought he was gonna.
Do you all see? I can't go. I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles.
Bro, drinking right now.
To get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
Okay. Mods, get him.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
He's just gonna start throwing water on them.
Don't touch me. Don't anybody come near me. I still need to save Vignere. Her promise. We made a promise. Vignere. Vignere.
Dude is lost. I feel actually bad. His mental is snapped.
Please, Vignere. Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Child's like, aw, I wanted to fight.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Bro took joy in that.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case.
Bro, that was fun to watch. Neverlet proceeds to review and compile all the evidence.
The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher, worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignere.
Sag.
During an underwater expedition, Vignere accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignere back to life. To cover his tracks,
for years,
he invented
too.
a new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson.
Poisson.
During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth.
To get everybody high.
However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula,
who were very sus of the drug activities.
After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearance.
How to get backstage?
Using a similar method.
Who let this guy get VIP access?
However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and
My
the
child
power
standing.
of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vacher's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court.
This is such crazy gigabrain writing.
Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case.
Enigmatic.
The truth revealed to all.
Woo! There's a child in the courtroom, bro. Who let this kid in here? We're deciding a man's fate, and there's a 4-year-old sitting in the crowd.
Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher.
Oh god, alright. Star Rail Warp. I know what that is. You're not slick, Hoyoverse. Be a 5-star, be a 5-star, be a 5-star! Uh-oh.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vacher is...
Drum roll, please.
Guilty.
He's done. Get him. It's time for a duel.
Guards, take Vacher away.
You know she loves saying that, bro. She lives for saying, guards, take Vacher away. She lives for that.
Good. It's what he deserves.
I bet you think that.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
Yeah.
We helped Navia bring the bad guy to justice!
I feel bad saying yippee to killing another man, though.
He's hurt so many innocent people, and now he's finally getting what he deserves.
Paimon got some strong sense of justice.
Huh? Are you okay?
It's not what she wanted. That's her Uncle Mark. She don't want him to die. It's just like there's no peace in that.
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
But now her dad's name is completely cleared. That's good.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come. You can rest easy now, knowing justice has been served.
At what cost, though? Another man's life who was already crazy and sad about losing somebody?
Yeah. Yeah. It's finally over. It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner.
She seems relieved at least, though.
See, Papa?
Yeah.
Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Dang.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending.
Why is he here?
Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to. So, if you'll excuse me...
Bro shows up to town, takes on a false allegation, and leaves.
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
Refuses to elaborate.
What now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
He's innocent, right? So just say go.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
He's so sassy.
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
He said, I got other nations to terrorize. Let me out.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case.
Free Mr. Worldwide! Free him!
The guilty party has been identified.
He's just a side character.
Thus, it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges.
Woo! Beat the allegations!
We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
That man has to say that whole name every time he makes a decision. Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale. Alright, final verdict for child. What will it be?
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Tartaglia is...
Don't say he's
guilty.
Don't! Bro just got here. He just got here. Look at his eyes. Look at his shocked face. Oh God. He's actually like very concerned.
What?
Wait a minute.
Hey! That's not funny. Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent?
Yeah, but you've done some other shit.
What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
No, don't lie. That's his whole thing.
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
Yeah, but like, isn't this what Child wants? He wants to fight Clorinde.
I mean, have you ever heard of an
This is
innocent
good.
Fatui Harbinger?
Well, yeah.
Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
He's just a bad guy.
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of,
It shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
Oh my god, I thought we had a wrap. There's more.
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal is, by law, the final verdict of the court. We must accept the guilty verdict.
So what happens if we just don't? Would like the machine gonna come kill you in your sleep, Nervalette?
Guards, please take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
Oh. Oh shoot, Child's in custody now? He's not gonna go without a fight. Ain't no way. Oh!
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke.
Free my man!
You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
Damn! The music. Okay! He said, you can't take me alive! Whoa. Brother. Dude! Oh! It's WWE SmackDown! Nervalette versus Mr. Worldwide!
I'm sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
So don't mess with him. Got it. He's got a little scar on his face now. A little blood. Oh shit, that's just blood. Bro took Child out in one punch.
What's going on? Shouldn't they have been cleared already?
Dog. This guy is crazy.
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the Oratrice's judgment is the final verdict of the
He is the Hydro Sovereign. He stays true to the law. I love me a man that likes a good law, you know?
All I do is follow court procedure.
K. Koner, brother,
As
hell
for
yeah.
why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
I genuinely believe if Nervalette's kit is good, this will be my first character I purposefully C6. Him and Clorinde are the only two that I've considered like, yeah, I'm probably gonna waste a lot of money on this. Not waste, invest. I'm gonna invest a lot of money into these two. These two are crazy duo. A Hyper Bloom team with Clorinde and Nervalette and like some Dendro character. Jesus. Lenny could be great too. I like Lenny. Even if the Chief Justice doesn't know, then we have no choice but to ask the Archon herself about the Oratrice.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it.
Okay. Well, you don't have to get so defensive about it. Oh my god, we were just asking.
I don't know what happened there either. Hey, stop staring at me!
She is very bratty, but god, that voice work is so good.
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Wait, yeah.
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
What if it's not good? What if it's flawed? You gotta deal with the answers of your people now. Now they're not loving on you. What you gotta do?
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court?
Yeah.
Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken or be the result of some sort of random mishap?
Yeah.
Don't tell me. You thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
No, we did by the way you gasped. Yeah.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything that just took place, including my supposed shock and bafflement, was a part of an elaborate performance, with every action meant to stir up drama and excitement.
Farina, At some point, girl, we gotta drop the drama. You can't continue to be the drama in every situation. I get it. You like the attention, but that's a man's life on the line.
Of course, for every performance, there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as I expected from the very beginning. As the embodiment of the very concept of justice, the Oratrice shall never render an arbitrary judgment.
Okay, stop saying it so loud.
If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence.
I genuinely don't think he knew what was going on either, man.
Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable.
Damn.
All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as the absolute correctness of the Oratrice's verdict.
She just called him Child. I just realized that she called him Child and not Tartaglia. Huh. Well, that's a little small detail.
Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall be the first to take my leave. Toodaloo!
This is like if Sharpay were a god, and it's just not a good outcome, I'm gonna be honest.
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
It's nothing Nervalette can even do. I feel like she has a lot of power. She doesn't ever use it, but nobody wants to question her because they're like scared of that power. So she hits him with a Toodaloo, and like, what can he do? She's like actually a Hydro god. But I don't know, at the same time, he did just one punch, an actual Fatui like top guy.
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
No, literally no.
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea.
She just people talked her way out of that. Way to pull the rug out from under her. Yeah, aren't you on the same team?
However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect, we will do our utmost to clear his name.
I'm just like really still confused as to why Child was this angry about this, because the whole outcome was a duel with Clorinde. He was here to achieve that, and being guilty gets him that. But he fought back? That's a little weird. Like, didn't he want to be guilty technically?
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now. After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff. So he should have known he'd go to prison someday, right?
It's like committing tax evasion and then getting sent to jail for murder, though. I mean, you did something bad. Not that I've done that, but you've done something bad and you get sent for something else. Leave the opera house. He looks very sad. All right, let's leave this place. I gotta check on Navia.
Hey, what are you doing?
Uh-oh.
Quick, stop him!
Uh-oh! He's on the run!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Marcel! What are you doing over here?
You're a criminal!
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list.
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask one small thing.
Nervalette, go make sure he don't run away. Don't worry. Don't worry. Also, somebody pointed out that Nervalette has the same eyes as Kaya. So like a Conrian race thing could make sense.
Go on.
Do your thing.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vacher?
From the fountain.
I erased all records of that name. So, unless
her consciousness still exists, this is gonna give him so much hope. I don't think it's a good thing.
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
I met her.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? How did you manage to do it?
It was around the Fontaine of Lucine. Something to do with my sensitivity to the Hydro element.
The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. And I just never...
Bro's gonna run out to the fountain.
Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life. You can do whatever you want to me afterwards. I don't care.
Do you think she's gonna be able to like, you know, connect? Also, should we just give him the chance? He's killed like 20 women.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make requests like that?
Esmond's spitting facts. Hey, nothing but facts coming out of this man's mouth.
Paimon agrees. Why should we give him what he wants when he's only done a ton of super terrible things?
Because we're good people.
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Never let such a good guy.
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray?
He's a dragon!
Live just to satisfy spiritual needs?
He's the Hydro Dragon! Humans, why you say that?
Very well. I will grant your request.
Your Honor, I fear that...
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
Yeah, because I'm a literal mythical beast.
In
Look at his
that
hair,
case,
too.
I
Oh.
shall leave him in your most capable hands, Chief Justice.
Was this obvious all along? Was this obvious and I just didn't realize?
Thank you, Your Honor.
I never thought it one time. Wow, huh? Humans. Okay, let's go see this water fountain.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Dive in the water. Back then, I drank the water from the primordial sea. It heightened my sensitivity to the hydro element. But you let them out? Alright. Galleon. I can go through more logs if you want.
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it on the stage as well? Oh, in that case...
Vache.
My love!
Yes, that's it! So you heard it too!
Vinier, it's me! It's me, Vache!
Vache? Vache.
I'm here! I'm here! Where are you, Vinier? I'm coming for you. I'm finally here for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey,
He's gonna fall into the... Uh-oh. Here he goes.
Vinier, is that you?
Oh, he's gone.
It's me, Vache! Vinier!
Vache? Why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need to look for me.
Let her go, bro. There's more fish in the sea. I know that's a really bad joke. Oh god, that's a really bad joke right now.
You look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
94 years!
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered for over 20 years since the day you left. All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this? Vinier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
Vinier, don't forget, he's a serial killer. He's literally a mass murderer right now.
But Vache,
She doesn't know that.
ask me, this world would be better off without you.
Oh.
What are you saying?
She said, killing. Oh.
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one day. If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the Palais Mermonia itself.
Dog.
If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And she would not have grown old and died alone, with nothing but the tears on her cheeks.
Girl boss, gatekeep, gaslight, all the above. Keep it going.
It's all because of your selfishness, Vache. It's all because of you.
I understand why he shouldn't have looked for her now.
You... Wait, you are not Vinier.
Wait a minute.
Who are you?
Wait a minute.
You're right. I am not Vinier. I am the sacrifices.
The many women you killed.
Every woman who died by your hand. As our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to the primordial sea.
Dog. They played the long game to bait him into here and make it feel bad.
Our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea, and we were no longer individuals, but we became one, just as streams of water come together in the sea. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemonade. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vignier.
You gotta feel mighty stupid right now, Marquis.
Why? But then, where is Vignier?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that you'd do any and everything for her. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would despise you for what you became?
Do you think she would have loved the monster that you are today? If I'm him, I'm just gonna like fall into the water and not get back out. Personally, if you're at that point, there's no redemption.
You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly narcissist.
Yeah, you got to become one with Ocean ID yourself. Also,
The only thing you
this is actual justice.
is Vignier's beloved.
Damn.
From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignier's, she has had nothing but pure hatred for you.
It looked like I didn't meet Vignier back then either. They must have wanted to get me to lure Marcel here from the very beginning.
No. Yeah. She can't hate me. Let me see her. Please. Have mercy.
This is a cruel, cruel region, man.
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vignier. She really doesn't want to see you anymore.
Oh, dang. Do you talk to her personally? Like, you just talked to her recently? Did she say that? She didn't mean that though, right?
But on top of that, she also said that because it's her final drop of pity for you. She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Damn, queens! Go off!
Vache! 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 Drown.
Oh my god! It's a girl attack! Later, the guards find that the culprit of the serial disappearance of the young woman Marcel appeared to have lost his soul! Bro perished! They killed him! Dude, what is this region?
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
I'm gonna say it, this video game is very good now. This is a good video game now.
Well met,
Hi, Navia.
partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
Do not mess.
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Okay, I'm so happy that Silver wasn't angry, like a bad guy, like I thought he was. Oh, it's also raining!
It's been a few days.
Neverlet's crying! Bro, there's so many interconnected little things.
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to work with and always bring home the bacon. Who wouldn't treasure having a partner like me?
I genuinely love you. I met you 4 days ago.
Enjoying life these days, Navia. What have you been busy with since the trial?
And Paimon did say it's been raining for a couple days.
It's just been one thing after the other.
Poor
I've been making
Nervalet.
non-stop trips between Poisson and the courts in Sen.
Hydro Dragon
Everyone from
cry.
Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then, no one was going to come.
Damn, that's so sad.
This time, though, everyone in Poisson,
Poisson.
and even many people from the court all attended.
So his name's definitely been cleared now. That's what we like to hear.
He's like a real big teddy bear.
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle all along.
All along.
That blasted stubborn fool. I was right to put my faith in him. I'm so glad I didn't give up on the case all those years ago.
Things turned out the way they could. They could have, as well as they could have.
Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left the memorial service.
She got a hell of a story.
Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there, and there was no way she'd just let me go.
So yeah, so sorry about your dead dad. Anyways, the guy like lost his soul, right? What was that about?
Huh? So you know Charlotte too? The Charlotte? Journalist from the Steambird?
Yeah, way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. Wouldn't take no for an answer.
I don't blame her. I mean, like...
I believe the story was called The True Heart of Darkness, Secret Tales of the Yellow Rose. To be fair, though,
pretty title.
It was a really flattering feature. So, we've been on pretty good terms ever since. She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial disappearances case.
Oh yeah, she told us about that.
From day one.
She's always been super interested in that case, so now her wishes finally come true too.
I feel like these two quests have been so perfectly intertwined with each other.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence, that you both sound really cool.
Paimon's mustache.
Another thing to look forward to. We trust Charlotte's skills with a pen for sure.
Oh, and in other news, I also took Clorand out for a meal.
Wait a minute. Hold up.
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
Really good terms. Sodium chloride coming in strong.
While you were investigating Vaché's headquarters, Clorand gave testimony on my father's behalf. It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being awkward all the time, so we took the chance to reconcile with each other.
So you guys like living together now? Like what?
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clorand wasn't actually
I never felt like she was.
It's always good to have more friends.
I've been a Chlorine stan since day one.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved,
I am that button.
It will slowly begin to fade from the public consciousness. Oh, actually, there's still one last thing I need to do.
What is it?
Give me money.
I should pay a visit to my father's grave.
Yeah.
And tell him the truth of what happened, as well as how it all ended. And on top of that, just how much people still look up to him to this day.
Go see your dad.
That includes me, too.
Dang.
Miss Navia.
She doubted him.
Indeed.
Can I come too?
We want to go too. We also think Callus is a really admirable person.
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me.
Since we solved it.
After all, without
you.
you, there might not have been such a positive ending.
And in that case, everyone, let's be off. Considering the recent weather, we'll be lucky if we can reach Poisson before dark.
We just need to go give Nervalat a little hug, and maybe the rain will clear up.
Yeah, you're right. It's been raining non-stop for a few days now.
That's so, like, all the little details about him crying, man. They tie in really, really well. Go to the grave site.
Huh. This is where my father's grave is. To be perfectly honest, even I haven't been back here for a long time.
Huh? There's someone there already. Wait.
Nervalat?
That figure. It can't be.
Maybe?
Isn't that Nervalet? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh?
I called it.
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Don't say that.
He feels responsible.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize. I wanted to show my father how much I've grown, but still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize to me over and over.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
You really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions.
Does she know what he is? She knows what he is?
In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Poisson.
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my head. Just what is justice anyway? There was once a time when I didn't want to believe
She has
that
to
there
know.
could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things. That they could rebel against their own nature, or consider certain things to be more important than their own lives.
Like others.
Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel.
That makes more sense.
I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important than one's own continued survival.
He just didn't understand what it was like to have a kid.
But Mr. Callus proved me utterly and decisively wrong. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this day. Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely unrelated to him.
What a good ending, man.
And in the end,
what a good scene.
From a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all for the sake of justice.
True, that's my goat.
A justice that's higher than life itself. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callus in person. I should have noticed all of this much sooner.
Great voice acting.
This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days.
And it's been raining, so... I know you're very sad, but Fontaine is literally drowning, though, so we should probably, like, you know... cheer up a little bit.
That high and mighty chair in the opera Epicles indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
I'm sorry for being mad at you before.
It was justified.
So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh? That reminds me of Silver.
Aww.
One of my guys.
Aw, Silver is so thoughtful.
Sorry about that. Self-expression.
I don't know much about Silver.
My strong suits.
Didn't I just say you don't need to apologize?
So Navia and Nervalet seem to have made their peace as well.
We just fix everybody's lives when we show up in places, man.
Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after they're done.
I want to go in, start talking. Following Navia and Nervalet, you also pay your respects. The rain's done.
Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Did Paimon do anything rude there?
Well, you're usually not supposed to fly around someone's grave. You just made that up.
I didn't know that was a thing. But Paimon doesn't know what she would do if she can't fly.
Can you just, like, stop and we find out real quick?
Oh no. Paimon hopes Miss Navia won't be too mad.
Lumine really unhinged lately. I gotta say, I think she changed after Sumeru. She's really unhinged.
Anyway, Nervalet is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so why don't we go talk to him for a bit? If we can't talk to Lady Farina, we can at least talk to him, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her father?
Yes. Well, no, we just showed up, but... well, yeah, she did.
We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just...
Oh, sorry, she did invite us.
I see. Then is there something that I can help you with?
It's a couple things.
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you like this, since you're usually super busy. So we figured we could try to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Conria, brother, Dainsleif. Are you single? I'll take that one back. Dainsleif.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor.
He's certainly very goofy. He's certainly very, like, quirky right now, I can tell. About water from the primordial sea.
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as water from the primordial sea, but what is it really?
Do you know?
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive research. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today.
Planet.
Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
Have you ever seen any other planets?
Huh. So it really was where everything began. It makes sense to call it primordial then.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet's surface. What Vache discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Neuvillette. But if that's the case, then why would people, at least people from Fontaine, dissolve in that kind of water?
It's no longer on the surface.
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture life, suddenly reverse itself and devour life instead? To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land.
You don't say.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Yeah, bro. I need a hug. Anyways, do you know the character line up thing that the Archons have something related to their element? Like how Nihida has the steps and Raiden has the lightning things around her? I've not seen it yet. Maybe I'll have to look when I get a chance. No longer on the surface. About the prophecy that's been circulating around Fontaine.
That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for good.
That's the one. Yeah, I think that's it.
Does that appropriately summarize the version you
No, I've heard something similar.
That's right. It was Lenny that told us back then.
Yeah.
And that about covers all the main points.
Yeah, if you stop crying, it won't happen as fast.
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly.
Okay.
Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left to the world before she passed away.
She said all that right before she died, in one breath, one take, Eminem style.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon? Wow. This is the first time that we've ever heard of it.
2 parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should be more vigilant and stay on the watch for further signs.
Dude, future Archon quests are gonna go stupid hard the way they're setting it up.
Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for this purpose. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Farina by her predecessor.
But with Farina being the way she is, can we really trust her to solve it?
So let me summarize that in another translation. Since she's a little brat, can we trust her to do anything? Gotcha.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
No answer to that. Awesome. Appreciate that, big dragon boy. About Child, though. Farina knew his name was Child. We didn't say that, I don't believe. We just knew him as Tartaglia. That was kind of weird. What's gonna happen to him?
My apologies. My investigation has still not reached its conclusion. However, I still believe the judgment of the Oratrice was not rendered arbitrarily.
But you also said you thought he was innocent.
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case.
Right.
As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the concept of justice is integrated into it.
Okay.
Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other traits, such as self-awareness. Which is all to say, I have been prepared for a situation like this for a long time.
Really? What do you do? What's your protocol?
He told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the Oratrice's core is stored.
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. I will add that to the list of items to investigate.
We just gave that huge information to him.
In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. We just do not have enough information. Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to bluff her way through it, though, with her time-tested twin tricks of bravado and drama.
She really is good at getting herself out of stuff.
While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, For now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress of Meripede.
How can we guarantee he's not going to break out?
If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes,
I mean, he'll stop him, but
we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest extent allowed by the law.
Now, that's going to be good compensation for, I feel like good compensation for the Fatui. What I see is a Fatui tampering of this oratory system, and then when they figure out it was wrong, his like compensation would be, give me the gnosis. And they'd be like, what? He's like, give me it. And they'd be like, no. And I'm like, compensation. It's law.
If you ask Paimon,
that seems a bit far, but
compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred fight with you.
Very true.
Is there
also fair.
Anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Finally, this early on into Fontaine, which has been out for maybe 3 or 4 days now, I'm asking Neuvillette about my missing sibling. Thank God I didn't have to wait until the end of the entire thing for a year.
Your sibling? Another blonde-haired traveler? I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description.
I'm going to Notland, though. I'm not staying here. Snezhnaya might know. Ain't no point for me to stay in Fontaine anymore.
If he ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure he followed our laws to the letter and had no reason to appear on the stage of the opera Epicles.
Bro, I thought he was going to be like, oh, yes, I did see him one time. And then like, give me some deep meaning.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
No, goodbye.
Very well. It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could. I very much enjoyed conversing with you.
Me too, Mr. Silky Buttery Voice Man.
It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind and return to Palais Memoria.
Palais Memoria.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay your respects today because you had the day off.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must
Crime
work
doesn't
around
sleep.
the clock as well. This is merely the nature of a justice's work.
Bro must be tired.
All right. You've got a point.
Thank you for your help.
Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
The rain's been gone for like an hour. Thanks for stopping your crying, man, I guess. As light rain falls without reason. What a conclusion, man. A beautiful conclusion. And we also have stuff for more constellations for the Hydra Traveler. I think, and I'm going to say it, that quest was even better than the last one. The setup for Linny's was so good purely because of how shocking it was. But my God, was that a perfectly well-rounded story that had elements even from the first story that got its tied together in the very end. So I will never forget this grave, this whole series of events. Just the way it all ended with such grim death for the perpetrator who violated the law, Neuvillette info, child's cutscene, so great. I love watching it. Hopefully you did too. If you're watching on YouTube, click the first link down below to watch future playthroughs like this live and a bunch of other stuff from Hoyoverse, Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact. Probably not ever Honkai Impact 3rd, but still maybe one day. So check it out down below live. Subscribe for more like this. I'll see you guys on the next